Hi guys, Dawn Marie here. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm bringing you the second half of the October card kit from Simon Says Stamp. Sorry it's been so long. I was messing around with it though for a little while. Not that there's a lot of elaborate cards coming, because there's not. But, excuse me. Sorry, I've been under the weather. I've actually been sick as a dog. Anyway, lately I've been sick all the time. It's like crazy. So I am messing around with the alcohol inks. My very first time, I had never done them. I had them. I had purchased them a while ago when everybody was doing all the alcohol inks, but I was still intimidated and hadn't done them yet. I don't know if I was intimidated per se, or just, I'm a very neat crafter. I'm very anal retentive in regards to that. You know, like I clean up after everything I do. As you notice when you watch my videos, you'll see me wipe my table off a lot. It's just an OCD thing of mine. But so I was hesitant to do the alcohol inks because of that, because I just wasn't feeling the whole messy process. That's why I had started out with all these different art projects. I was going to do art journaling, I was going to do mixed media, I was going to do this, I was going to do that. But then when I got right down to it, I didn't care for the whole messiness of it all. And when I found card making and its clean and simpleness, I mean, it's mostly clean. There's, you know, some techniques that aren't clean, but you don't have to do them. But I don't mind doing them. I actually enjoyed doing the alcohol inks. So yeah, so that's what kept me from doing them all this time. So anyway, I took some Yupo paper. It came with 3 pieces of Yupo paper, and I also had some Yupo paper. And I also had some alcohol ink. So I brought in some of my alcohol inks as well, so I could have a variation. So I just made some green and blue and yellow type backgrounds. I made some orange and red backgrounds. And I basically dripped it on there, and then I squirted it on there, and I splashed it around, and I used some blending solution as well. And then I just dripped the blending solution on. Then I put some isopropyl alcohol in my mini mister, and I misted it too. I also used a straw. So all the different things that you can do with it, I did do with it. So yeah, so I did all that. And it wasn't as messy as I thought it was going to be. You know, I started out with gloves on my hands. And they were my husband's gloves, so they were too big. I probably would get more gloves because it is a very staining process. So I did take the gloves off because they were just too big and my hands were just lost in them. But and I did do it without it. I didn't get much ink on my fingers. I was very careful about the ink. Because you have to let them sit there and dry a little bit, because I was doing the foiling as well. And that's the other thing. On the foiling, I had never done foiling either. I did take them 3 cards that are in the kit, and I started foiling them. Mine didn't come out very good. I don't know if it's because I didn't know what I was doing, because my laminator's not all that great. It was just a cheap laminator from Amazon. But yeah, so I did the foiling. The foiling came out great. You have to do it when it's tacky, and it works out wonderful that way. So and I used my bone folder to press it in there, burnish it, and it worked out wonderful. So that was my alcohol inks, and here are the backgrounds I made. There's some pieces there because I'd already started cutting into them. So yeah, I liked the foiling. It came out great. It was nice and marbled. I thought it came out pretty good. So anyway, here is my first card. Oh no, I'm sorry, wrong. I forgot there's alcohol lift ink as well in the kit. And here I am starting the process of my cards because I'm doing the alcohol lift ink. And that was actually pretty interesting too, and it came out just exactly as I thought it would from watching everybody's videos. See, I'm revealing the picture underneath it all. Now I'm taking the blooms and I'm stamping them on my little orange and red sheet. See how pretty that is? I thought it came out great. It's got some foiling. So I'm taking that and I'm stamping it on some Nina Classic Crest Solar White. Stamping out the individual blooms. I am going to take that green piece. I put some leaves on there, but I didn't end up using the leaves. It was just a pain to fuzzy cut them. I don't know. I was being lazy that day. But I ended up taking that green and cutting it into a panel. I'm going to use it on a card as a panel. So you'll see that. Here's card 2. Card 1 was all my black cards. I only called it card 1 because there was 4 cards. It was all pretty much the same design, so that was card 1. So I'm going to make 2 cards of this particular style. I took that green background. It's like I used green and orange sunset, bottle green and orange sunset. And I swirled them together, made it like a wavy looking pattern. And I cut my flowers out, and I'm going to just make a simple card. Put the flowers across the top. I'm popping them up with some foam tape. Of course, got to have some dimension. So anyway, I am going to heat emboss right on this panel. You got to be careful with the U-Po paper, obviously, so watch your heat gun. Don't keep it directly on there for any length of time. Keep moving it around. So I'm going to pop this up. So look, I was talking about dimension, people going crazy with it. I did do a little bit extra dimension. I popped up the panel, and then I'm going to pop up the flowers. So yeah, heat embossed happiest of birthdays. Happiest of birthdays to you, I believe it says. And I'm just going to put the flowers in the middle of the card. And I put that on, I matted it with a white piece of Nina Desert Classic Crest. And I matted the white piece with Peach Bellini from My Favorite Things. And there's my card. I used some Lucy's Little Things, the eggshell pearls. Alright, so this is still part of card 2. This is 2.1. And now I'm using the blooms from the panel itself, where I had stamped it out, and I wiped them down, and it revealed the little blooms, and I cut them out, if that makes sense. And I am going to do the same, pretty much the same design. So I'm taking this Persimmons, which is MFT cardstock, and I'm matting it with a piece of black, behind this piece of black and white cardstock. I matted the black, which is Simon Says Stamp Black. Actually, I think it's either Simon Says Stamp Black or My Favorite Things Black Licorice. No, I'm lying. It's Gina K's Black Onyx. I have so many different colors from so many different people now. First I had none, now I have tons. Figure that out. Anyway, I'm winging this voiceover in case you didn't notice. So yeah, so I took them blooms. See how pretty they are? They came out pretty. And I'm putting Sending Hugs. I'm stamping it right on my panel. Good thing I didn't got that down with all the dimension I had on the card. And I put some sparkling, is it sparkling? Nope, it's Moonshine Confetti from Simon Says Stamp Sequins. Okay, now card 3. Card 3 is a sympathy card, so it's that sympathy sentiment that's in the set. I took that background that I had stamped out on a blue and teal paper. I put that peacock cardstock that was in the kit, and I matted it behind that bloom, that front panel, and I put it on the card base. I'm taking my sentiment, which I also stamped on the peacock cardstock. I'm going to prop it right up in the middle of my card. Simple, very simple. I believe I put some, I did some Nuvo. The Nuvo actually fuzzied up the lines on the stamped image, which I actually kind of liked. It softened it. And I'm using some sparkling clear sequins from Pretty Pink Posh. So I used a few of those. And I had a side folding card base. Regular 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. All my cards are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 today. And I believe I used, besides one card, I used all white card bases. Nina White. Okay, so now I'm taking the other panel and I cut them blooms out of that panel, the lifted panel. I'm using Perfectly Plum. Plum Punch, that's what it's called, from Is it Plum Punch? I think it's Plum Punch from Gina K. I should know this. And I use the thanks sentiment, and I'm using some White Blizzard Nuvo drops. Tapping them down to flatten them out a little bit. And there's a close-up look of my card. And now I'm on to card number 5. Yep, card number 5. So there's my 5 cards from this one kit. Alright, so I took that out of the panel, cut it down with a stitch rectangle die. I stamped Love Ya on it. I am backing it with some lavender cardstock from Simon Says Stamp, popping it up with some foam tape. I took the other panel that I had stamped it on, that I lifted it off of here and stamped it onto, and I cut the 2 main blooms out, and I'm going to use some foam tape, pop that up over top of it so it's an all blue and teal and purple card front with some white, a pop of white with some blue and teal in it. I thought it was pretty. Something a little bit different. I was trying to be a little bit different. You know, this, by the time I get my kit, so many from the design team have done a lot of things already, so it's kind of like, you know, what do I do? You know, so I tried to vary it a little bit. And that, okay, using a little Nuvo here, fuzzying up them lines too. I think it looks nice. You can even see it happening on the video. Some pretty pink Posh clear droplets, and that's it. That's all my cards. So here's some close-up photos of the end results. I actually had a lot of fun with this kit. I had a lot of fun with the alcohol lift ink and the alcohol inks. So the supplies I have used have been listed in the description below, and they're also on my blog. There is a coordinating blog post that I put up at the same time. Leave me a comment with any questions or suggestions, or just say hello. I'd love to hear from you. I'll be back with a new video sometime this week or the end of the week. I hope you enjoyed today's card using the Simon Says Stamp card kit for October, and if you did, why not go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, you could subscribe if you're not already. I would love to have your support. I appreciate you watching. Have a wonderful afternoon. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.